If you are praying to your God and saying that God, give me liberation, give me enlightenment, free me from this, then you are saying in a way that God, I don't like what you've made. I don't like this. Take me out of it. 4:30 in the morning, and I'm gonna climb up that mountain behind me to see the sunrise. Let's see if I make it in 40 minutes. And here's the valley where I came from. Here, the Jergalan Valley. It took exactly 40 minutes to come up here. Okay, let's talk. Early mornings have a soothing presence, and the topic that I've chosen today, I wanted it to come not from me, but from presence. And I wanted to speak not to you, but to the presence. So this is a dialogue between presence through us, if you can take it that way. Yesterday, when I was sitting down the valley by the river in a beautiful sunlight, and this just struck to me more as a sense of being rather than a thought in my mind. And so I decided to talk about it in details. Look at most of humanity's fear. It comes from thinking. And thought has nothing to do with presence. Thought is jumpy. It's moving from one place to another. It's always in movement. You know this. The moment you wake up, you see the movement of thought begins. And the whole day, the thought is moving. And it's going between past and future, incessantly. But in the present, in the total presence, in the here and now, there is no thought. And so there is no fear either. Fear is thought-based. I hope we agree here, because then it's easier to move forward from there. Now look at our desire for liberation, our desire for nirvana, enlightenment, moksha. It comes from our inability to be totally present. It comes from the discomfort of being. Because we don't know how to be, we get engaged with the thinking mind, and the mind creates fears, and out of this fear we create a desire for liberation. Even if the desire for liberation sounds spiritual, it does seem to me eventually a trap. There are many facets to it, and I'm coming to it, so bear with me. Why do we want to get free from the cycle of rebirth and death? Why do we take it so seriously what Buddha said, that all life is suffering? Although I don't think that this is exactly what Buddha meant, but that's how it's loosely translated all the time. That all life is suffering, and we need to get out of this suffering. We need to get out of this continuous cycle of rebirth and death. But there is no time and there is no space in the present, and there is no you, there is no I in presence. So then who is going where? Who needs to get where? It is again the structure of our thoughts that creates the illusion that this is not enough. This as it is, what it is not enough. It's flawed. But if you do enough practices, if you find enough techniques, if you find enough spiritual traditions or religions, and in some distant future, eventually, you will get there. But there is no there to get at, except in the movement between time and space. And that is to say, that's another trap. That is to say that we are entities moving through time and space. But time and space exist within presence. The presence does not exist in time and space. It's eternal, not in the sense that it's the lengthiest span of time, but that it's total presence. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And I'm saying it very sincerely. Someone once asked me a question. So, should people stop seeking? And it's a valid question. And the answer is yes and no. It depends. It doesn't depend. The thing is, in presence, there is no will that you are imposing on reality, on life. So, what needs to happen in presence will happen. Some people will go through, most of people like us, will go through a lot of seeking, will go through a lot of different techniques and whatnot, and eventually perhaps come to a realization that seeking cannot take us where we want to go. Because where we want to go is not in space, in time. Where we want to go is where we already are. And seeking can sometimes exhaust itself. Like the fire extinguishes itself when the wood is done. So seeking, the only purpose seeking actually solves or serves is that it exhausts itself. And then you are just utterly present. Neutral, awake, raw, present. You don't have demands. Anyway, if you are praying to your God and saying that God, give me liberation, give me enlightenment, free me from this, then you are saying in a way that God, I don't like what you've made. I don't like this. Take me out of it. What arrogance that is to say that, and what a shame to tell God that I don't like your creation. It does not make sense, does it? Yet, there are people who just, for them, realization dawns upon them like rain pouring on them. They get into a pathless path as in an instant. An event happens in their lives, or maybe sometimes for no reason. So, seeking can help. Some people don't need seeking. And this video is not to tell you to stop seeking, because that would be another spiritual trap. That would be a different kind of seeking. Whenever you are here, in this very moment, in the now and here, everything simply is as it is. The desire for any kind of change, if it comes from the discomfort of being, then it's a form of escape. It is our inability to deal with the present as it is that we start to imagine another world, another life, another kind of existential, celestial being. We create all this, and this is how the ego reinforces itself. The mind, it makes it subtler and subtler. It tells you that now you're doing something great. This desire is valid. This seeking is valid. Because look, you're gonna get there. But think about it in your own life. Did you get there? Can you get there by following other people's formula? Can you get there because Buddha said this? Or Jesus said this? Or it's written in this book and that book? Then billions and billions of people have read those books. Why didn't all of them, or most of them, or many of them get enlightened? Because we are cooking based on other people's recipes. But this life is cooked best with the intuitive power of our own being. So if you're seeking, allow yourself to seek. Don't interrupt yourself. Don't impose your will on life, neither to stop or to continue. Just let things unfold, because there is not really an entity within that is going to guide or steer this life. I can start seeing the sun rays coming up. There are clouds, so I think by the time the sun comes up, it will be strong, not gentle. There, there is suffering in life, there is pain in life. In this life, there is everything. And if we don't become we inside and start to judge everything, start to criticize everything, start to look at things as I like this, I dislike this, I prefer this, I don't prefer this, I attract this, I repel this, then we will just stay stuck in this. There is no way to get out of it except to allow it to happen, to let it happen. In total presence, and this is true for everybody, every being, everything, not just for those who are awake or who are almost awake, is that we have the strength and the ability to deal with everything. It is when the event is done and we sit and ponder upon it, we start to tell, yeah, I like that part of it, I didn't like that one, that was good, but it was rainy, but then I got sick, and then this happened. And we begin to echo the voice of society. We are also beings that like to be liked by everybody. And so we very gently and subtly agree with a lot of things. But it doesn't have to be that way. When you are done with an event, with a thing, and you are pondering upon it, you can just allow yourself to see all the pondering happening as well. A desire in me came last night that I want to wake up 4 in the morning, get up on this mountain, and talk about this topic. Where did this desire come from? Did I create this desire? I was sitting by the river, and this whole dialogue that I'm sharing with you came up to me once again with such profound clarity and intensity. Did I create that? Did I sit there and choose to have this in my mind? Then I did wake up at 4, and there was an alarm, but I woke up before the alarm. How did that happen? Should I now take credit for this? That look, I have the ability to wake up without the alarm every time. We are quick to take credit and not very quick to take blame. But both credit and blame, they're just one and the same. You can always step back and observe and watch the life unfolding. Maybe you will be awake, maybe you won't. Whatever needs to happen, will happen, has to happen. Let it happen. You will only wonder now, so what do I do? The thing with these questions, what do I do? Can someone find enlightenment? Can I seek? Would you tell this to that person? All of this is the mind talking, and all of this is reinforcing the idea of separate selves. But as I said in the beginning, this is presence speaking with presence. There is no you and I. The one speaking and the one hearing is presence. There is no you and I except when the mind intercepts, when it begins to interrupt. Yet, as I already pointed this out, there is quite often the whole lengthy road to be followed in order, in the end, to realize that there is no way to go, there is nobody to become. It is only an unbecoming, it is only an undoing. It is only to realize where you always were. You don't find presence, you become aware of the presence that was already there, and you stop pretending that it's not there. The sun has come up, and I would like to show you. Beautiful. Beautiful. One more time. Okay, so now that you've heard me, contemplate on it and let me know what you think about it. Thank you for talking to me this morning. Take good care of yourselves. See you soon.